Richard, we discussed Quincy McAdoo's commitment to the Florida State Seminoles earlier this week, and we were kind of waiting to talk about it more in depth with you. Did this have anything to do with Justin Stepp bolting for South Carolina?
I don't know for sure, but I don't think it had a huge impact. I say that because I think he was starting to trend towards Florida State. Last time I talked to him, and it was probably mid-December. I could tell that Florida State had made a big jump with him over the last few months, and just some of the things that he was saying. So I tend to think that Florida State was just gaining momentum, and that might have hurt Arkansas, no doubt. But I really think that Florida State was the one that he was favoring towards the end, and he told me he was about to make a decision. Like I said, about mid-December, and that's exactly what he did.
So that's some bad news that Arkansas football got this week. Good news is they got 15 early enrollees on campus. We had a great conversation with Christopher Paul Jr., who you helped coordinate with, and we appreciate that. Richard, who are you excited, I know there's a lot to choose from, but what kid of the 15 are you really excited for his development in the spring?
Oh, man, yeah, that is a good one. Well, at quarterback, I mean, you have to be somewhat, intrigued by Lucas Coley, because he is such a mature, focused young man, and could he come in and, maybe get that second spot, or maybe even contend for that starting spot? He's got a lot of confidence, and he's got the makeup that you're looking for at quarterback. He just has the it factor. When you talk to him, you're just so impressed with him. So nothing seems to I guess, overwhelm him. And at quarterback, obviously that's a trait that you got to have. Christopher Paul obviously is one because they continue to need to add depth at the linebacker position, and need to be able to spell Grant Morgan and Bumper Poole. And he's physically, he can do that. He's about 6'1", about probably maybe 240. I could see him getting down to 230, 235, and get some of that baby fat off and get that speed up a little bit more. But he will lay the lumber, as they like to say, and you need that physicality at the linebacker position.
We were talking earlier, with the new 4-game rule where true freshmen can come on and not burn a red shirt and play in 4 games, the physical, enrolling early and getting in the weight programming, having those 8 weeks and getting through spring is so imperative now to be ready to truly contribute in those 4 games. And then if you want to be considered to play beyond those 4 games and really contribute as a true freshman, it's very difficult now to do, Richard, unless you do enroll early and go through this process.
Yeah, it can be done if you enroll it during the summer, but like you said, the advantages that you get, getting used to just going to class and working out, the workouts, the terminology of what you're, of your position, and the offense and defense, just getting used to the speed of the game. And obviously, during high school, you go through workouts, but there's nothing like the in-depth workouts that you get in college, especially at a school like Arkansas. So you're going to see some changing of the bodies. As a matter of fact, I was trading some texts with a father of one of the enrollees last night, and I said, you won't even recognize him in a few months because of his body will be totally changed. And especially when he comes home, so that is just a huge advantage, and it also helps them get through the homesickness. You're still going through that homesickness during the summer and during the season. Well, now you're going to have about 6 months of dealing with that.
And particularly with interior linemen, whether it's offensive or defensive linemen, I think it's almost a must unless you're just genetically gifted. You almost have to do this to have a chance to play your true freshman year.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's something that obviously you'd love to see that some of the offensive linemen that signed with Arkansas come in, but they're obviously going to wait till the summer. But defensive linemen, it is an advantage. But at the same time, I think it's easier to play on the defensive line than it is the offensive line as a true freshman.
How far in advance does a high school player have to plan this out? Because you don't just decide in October or November, I'm going to early enroll. You have to have all your high school work complete. So is this a sophomore year, a junior year? When does this plan have to be enacted and put into place and carefully followed? Because this isn't a senior year decision, I don't imagine.
No, it's not. I would suspect a sophomore, junior year at the very latest. I would imagine. I really haven't asked the kids that, but I tend to think that a lot of them, when they, if you have a coach, a high school coach that is used to the process and has had some kids go through that, you kind of give them a heads up. Hey, this is what you're going to need if you want to be an early enrollee as a senior, and I think that helps tremendously. And then it helps for parents and kids that are educated about the process too. But there's some kids, they don't necessarily are not that educated about it, and sometimes they may want to, but they wait too long to inquire what is needed of me to be able to do that. And I've talked to a few that kind of got the idea about enrolling early, kind of late in the process, and that they weren't able to do it.
Richard, transitioning to Arkansas basketball, Joseph Pinion is a kid that a lot of people are excited about, 6'5" kid out of Morrilton. How have you seen his game develop the last couple of years?
I haven't been able to see him live, but just being able to see the film of him, he's just a guy that has a very good basketball IQ. And then he's vastly underrated athletically, in my opinion. He's got a good hops. He's got good quickness, and obviously he can play the game, on all three levels, and can fill it up outside. And he can go to the basket. But he's a guy that a lot of schools, including Kansas, got on even without very much in-person evaluation. So. Based on film, he impressed them, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah. I know everybody's paying attention to Nick Smith at Sylvan Hills, the state's top player right now, and his list of schools with interest is a who's who. But in Arkansas, certainly is doing everything they can to retain and keep this in-state talent from leaving. Someone that seemed to know what was going on around this that I trust said that North Carolina, who is on that list of schools, Kansas is on that list, everybody's on that list, is really putting a press on right now and has really gone the extra step, and that seems to be drawing some attention from him. Have you talked to anyone close to Nick and his camp right now? And I've been told that North Carolina seems to be catching his eye a little more in recent days.
Well, I was told a while back that definitely he's going to be a tough one to keep, in state, just because of the blue bloods. And then North Carolina comes knocking, and I agree. I think North Carolina is a major threat. And when you have an opportunity to go to a blue blood school that, rightfully or wrongfully, kids are gravitate towards that, just because of the name, and don't get me wrong, there's reasons to gravitate towards a school like that, especially when Roy Williams is the head coach. Mm-hmm. But I tend to think Arkansas is going to do everything that they can to keep him in state, but there's definitely stiff competition. Yeah.
Richard, we really appreciate it, man. Also appreciate you joining the first Trusting the Process last week. How do you think it went? First one. You can be honest. You can be blunt. Be as specific as you want.
Oh no, you did great. You did great. You did your homework. You asked good questions, and hey, you're a professional, and it showed.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, go enjoy some of those jalapeno chips you were texting me about yesterday, buddy.
Yeah, I saw your deal on jalapeno. Let me give you one I tried over the holidays that you might want to put on your list of jalapeno items that you are looking to try.
Let's do it.
Jalapeno peanut brittle.
Interesting.
Oh, that sounds great.
I saw some in a store. I said, "No, I just got to try it." It was really good. So
yeah, well, I tell you what, that Megan, whenever she sees anything that has some heat on it at the grocery store, I've been a guinea pig for years because she knows I love jalapenos and just anything hot. So I'll definitely will try to try that.
All right, good talking to you, bud.
All right, guys. See ya.
See you, buddy. Good stuff from Richard Davenport as always.